Congratulations! You have completed the first chapter of my PLC Basics course. Welcome to chapter 2. Now the real fun begins. Step by step we will create our first PLC program. I'm excited to get started and I hope you are as well. Let's dive right in. In this video I will introduce you to our first project. My courses are designed to be practical and entertaining. That's why I have prepared something special for you. What you see here is a small training setup. We will use it to write our first program, and don't worry, I will keep things super simple. I call this project the simplest PLC program in the world. And here is how it works. When you press the green button, the lamp lights up. When you don't press it, the lamp stays off. Super easy, right? But I promise you, with this extremely simple program, I can teach you a lot of useful things that we will transfer to more complex projects during the course. Before we start programming, let's take a closer look at our training system. Every machine is made out of 3 key components: sensors, the PLC, and actuators. Sensors detect signals. The PLC processes those signals, and actuators perform actions based on the PLC commands. In other words, sensors are the eyes and ears, the PLC is the brain, and actuators are the muscles. Our task is super simple. When someone presses the button, the PLC detects it at the input. In response, the PLC activates an output which is wired to the lamp. This is our goal, and that is exactly what we are going to achieve. Next, let's take a closer look at the PLC we are using. It is a Siemens Simatic S7-1200, more precisely a CPU 1212C AC-DC relay. You can find this information on the front of the PLC. If you want to know the article number of the PLC, take a look on the side or under the front cover of the controller. We will need this number later in the TIA portal. The CPU 1212C has 8 digital inputs and 6 digital outputs. This means we could connect up to 8 sensors and 6 actuators to it. Our PLC requires an AC power supply. I've connected the device directly to a standard wall socket. In Germany, the mains voltage is 230 volt AC. Now let's talk about the sensors. In our case, I've connected a simple push button to the PLC. Inside the housing, you will find the corresponding contact. It is a normally open contact. This means it keeps the circuit open when not pressed. When the button is pressed, it sends 24 volt DC to the PLC's input. Let's take a look at the wiring of the PLC. I have prepared a small diagram for you. The first 3 terminals are for the AC power supply. This is where we connect the mains voltage. The CPU 1212C AC-DC relay has an integrated power supply. It converts 230 volt AC into 24 volt DC and provides it at the next 2 terminals. An often made mistake is leaving terminal 1M unconnected. This terminal provides the reference potential for the sensors. In our case, I have simply added a bridge from M to 1M. Next are the 8 digital inputs where we can connect switches, push buttons, or any kind of other discrete sensor. In our case, we only need the first input. I have connected the green push button to it. If you want to use an input in your PLC program, you will need its address. By default, the first input has the address I0.0. Let's keep that in mind for upcoming chapters. Now let's take a look at the wiring of the output side. The CPU 1212C AC-DC relay has 6 relay outputs. Relay outputs pass through the voltage connected to terminals 1L and 2L. The remaining terminals are our outputs. You can connect actuators here, such as contactors, relays or valves. In our case, we only need the first output, which I have connected to the lamp. If you want to use an output in your PLC program, you will need its address. By default, the first output has the address Q0.0. Make sure to remember that as well. Alright, let's quickly summarize everything. When we press the push button, it sends 24V DC to the input with the address I0.0. The PLC detects this and immediately activates the output Q0.0, which we have connected to our lamp. All we have to do now is to link the input to the output in the PLC program. But before we start programming, we first need to create a project in the TI portal. And this is exactly what I'm going to show you in the next video. See you in a bit. Thank you so much for watching. If you're excited to dive deeper into PLC programming, visit my website at plccoach.com. See you in the next video.